In our last session, we discussed about cluster analysis and association rules, right? So, which are the unsupervised data mining techniques, unsupervised learning data mining techniques. And we also discussed about tools and platforms for the data mining, and we discussed about this table also, which shows the comparison of the data mining platforms, so which are popular one. So those platforms, data mining platforms, the comparison has been made here, and we discussed this also. Next, in today's session, we will be discussing about the data mining best practices. Okay, so there are several best practices learned from the use of the data mining techniques, since it is used over a long period of time. Okay, so the data mining industry, it has proposed a cross industry standard process for the data mining. To carry out this data mining process, the data mining industry has been proposed CRISP-DM, that is the cross industry standard process for the data mining. So it is having six steps in it. Okay, so that is, it has the six essential steps. In the figure you can see it is a CRISP data mining data cycle. Okay, CRISP-DM cycle. So here there are six steps are there. First step is the business understanding. Second one is the data understanding, and the third one is the data preparation. And fourth step is the modeling, and fifth step is the evaluation, and sixth one is deployment. Okay, so these are the six steps in the data mining cycle. That is the cross industry standard process for data mining cycle. Here you can see the arrows which shows you the flow of the data, how the one step is related with the another step. Okay, so this we will be discussing now. What are those six steps? The first one is business understanding. The important step in data mining is asking the right business question. So here, the first and most important step in the data mining is asking the right business questions. So if a question is a good one, then answering that question would lead to the large payoff for the organization, right? So both financially also. So there should be a strong executive support for the data mining project. Strong executive support in the sense, the project which you will be carrying out for this data mining process, that project should align well with the business strategy. Okay, that we say as the strong, so that we can say that is having a strong executive support. Okay, next is related important step is to be creative and open in proposing the imaginative hypothesis for the solution. So the one more important step related to the above point is that to be creative and open minded in proposing the imaginative hypothesis for the solution, so that it helps in getting the best solution for the problem. Okay, next to get this to be if you are creative and open minded in proposing the imaginative hypothesis for the solution, for that to happen you should think outside the box. Okay, that is, thinking outside the box is very important, both in terms of a proposed model as well as in the data sets available and required. Okay, in both of these aspects, thinking outside the box is very important. So what we discussed in business understanding is that it is the first and most important step in business understanding is that asking the right business questions. So by asking those questions, you will get an idea about the business, right? So what kind of strategy is followed in that business, so you will get an idea about that. So the asking the right questions, right business questions is very important. So if the question what you are asking is a good one in the sense, if it is a valid one in the sense, so if you are getting answered for that, that is answering that question will be leading to a large payoff for the organization in terms of financially also. So with respect to this, one more supporting point to this business understanding is that why you should understand the business well, because it should have a strong executive support. If you understand the business, then you can have the strong executive support. So strong executive support for the data mining project. What do you mean by strong executive support in the sense? It is about the project alignment with the business strategy. If the project is aligned well with the business strategy, then the execution will be done in a good manner. So that's you can see that you can have a strong executive support for the data mining project. Next, the another point related to this business understanding is that you should one should be creative and open in proposing the imaginative hypothesis for the solution. To this to enable this to be creative and opening, so you should have the thinking outside the box. If you think outside the box, then you will be able to what discover some of the patterns. You will come up with the new patterns, okay, so which will helps to get the better solution for the problem. So this thinking outside the box is very important, both in terms of the proposed model as well as in the data sets availability and requirement. So this is about business understanding. The next step is the data understanding. Coming to this step, so it is related. Okay, in this cycle, you can observe the business understanding. If you understand well about the business, then you will have a clear picture about the data. So it helps you to understand the relevant data to that business. Okay, so a related important step is to understand the data available for the mining. You should well understand the data. So it also matters a lot when you are going for the mining of the available data. So one needs to be imaginative and scoring for many elements of the data through many sources in helping address the hypothesis to solve a problem. So why you should be able to understand the data well in a well manner in the sense. So you will be able to get the solution for that problem. So if you understand the data, if you understand the past data, then you will get an idea about that, about the business, so which you are solving the problem relevant to that. By doing so, you will be able to give a better hypothesis for the solution. Okay, so this to happen this. Okay, so one needs to be imaginative and scouring the many elements of the data through which you will get from the many sources, which helps in addressing the hypothesis to solve a problem. Okay, so without relevant data, the hypothesis cannot be tested. That's what we, if you don't have the relevant data, which is with respect to the problem solving, then the hypothesis cannot be tested effectively. Okay, so this is about data understanding. Next, the third step is the data preparation. So you know that you have learned this concept, that is cleansing of data and all. So before you submit the data, you insert the data to the data mining process. You should prepare the data for the data mining. Preparing the data in the sense, you have to cleanse the data, and you have to whatever the missing values are there, that all those things need to be filled out. So you have learned in the previous sessions about it. So now the third step in this crisp DM cycle is that data preparation. So the data should be relevant, clean, and of high quality. Okay, you know that if you don't insert the good quality of data, then you will not be able to get the better solution for the problem. Okay, so for that sake, whatever the data you will be giving for the data mining process, it should be a relevant data first thing, and it should be cleansed, and second, and the other thing is that it should be of a good quality, that is it should be of a high quality data. Okay, next, it's important to assemble a team that has a mix of the technical and the business skills, who understands the domain and the data. Okay, what are telling about this data preparation is that so when you are preparing the data for the data mining process, to carry out the mining process for the data, so you it's very important to have a team which will be consisting of both the technical members in it, as well as the business people, in the sense one who will be having the both the technical as well as the business skills, so that I will be able to understand the domain and the data. Okay, so it's a very important one. So you should have a team which will be consisting of the members who are having both the technical and the business skills. Why? Because it helps them to understand the domain as well as the data. Okay, so that is the second thing with respect to the data preparation. And third point is the data cleaning can take 60 to 70% of the time in a data mining project. So they're speaking about the cleansing time. Okay, so what amount of time will be needed to prepare this data. So coming to the data cleaning process, it can take the approximately 60 to 70% of the time in the data mining project. Okay, so next point is that it may be desirable to continue to experiment and add new data elements from external sources of data that can help improve predictive accuracy. Okay, well, coming to this data preparation, when you have a some amount of data with you, okay, relevant data will be there with you, and you will be cleansing the data which is of a high quality. So depending on the person's skill, according to their domain and the knowledge, if it is desirable to add on the new data elements from the external sources for the existing data, then they can do it. Okay, so it if it can be helping to improve the accuracy, in the sense they can add on the new data elements from the external sources, so that it helps in improving the predictive accuracy. Okay, so this is about data preparation. Here the points you have to remember is that you can observe in the slide. So whatever the important terminologies are there, what you should mention while writing the answers, so those terminologies have marked in red. Okay, so this is very important. If you are writing your own answer, means in your way, if you are writing in your own way and the answers, so these terminologies should be there. Okay, that's why I have highlighted those terminologies. As coming to this data preparation, so here you have to remember that whatever the data you will be preparing, that is you will be submitting to the mining process, those data should be of a should be relevant to the problem which you are solving. Okay, and the next thing is that it should be clean. So you know that clean, what is the meaning of clean? In previous sessions you have learned. So what is the clean data, in the sense, so how to cleanse the data, if it contains any impurities, how to remove it. Okay, all those things you have learned. So the data should be relevant, and it should be clean, and it should be of a good quality, that is, it should be of a high quality. Okay, the next point with respect to this is that you should have a team which consists of both the which consists of the members who will be having both the technical skills and as well as the business skills. So why means because it helps them to understand the domain and as well as the data what they have been collected. Okay, next thing is coming to the data cleansing part. If you are cleaning the data, so what amount of time will be spent for that cleaning process, in the sense it's approximately 60 to 70% of the total time in the data mining project. Okay, Next thing is that while preparing this data, if the team members or if the team would like to add on the new data, in the sense from the external sources, if they want to add on the new data to the existing data, in the sense they can do it. Okay, so that it helps them to improve the predictive accuracy. So this is about data preparation. Next, moving on to the fourth step, it's about modeling. Okay, so here the task of running many algorithms using the available data to discover if the hypotheses are supported. So what does this first point tells you is that modeling, in the sense, this is the actual task of running the many algorithms. Okay, here you will be running the many algorithms using the available data. So for what purpose? To discover if the hypotheses are supported or not. Okay, for that sake you'll be running the many algorithms. Okay, next thing is patience is required until the data yields in some good insights. So the second point tells you that patience is required in continuously engaging the data until the data yields a n number of some of the good insights to that problem. Okay, so that's what they have said in this. You have to remember here that while modeling, that is while running the while you're performing the task of running the many algorithms to discover the hypothesis which are supported to that particular problem. So here the essential thing is that patience. Okay, patience is required in continuously engaging the data. That is until to what extent, in the sense, until the data yields n number of good insights. Okay, so until that you should continuously engage. You should continuously involve in engaging the data. Okay. Next point is that a host of modeling the tools and algorithms should be used, so that you know that while you are carrying out the modeling, in the sense modeling tools and algorithms should be used. Next is a tool may be tried with different options. That's what I said you in the first point. It's a task of running the many algorithms. Here they have said with respect to that a tool may be tried with different options, such as running the different decision tree algorithms. It's one of the examples. Okay, if you are trying with the different options, and then for example you can run the different decision tree algorithms. Okay, it's about modeling. So here you have to remember the three main points. Okay, first thing is what is modeling, in the sense it is the task of running the many algorithm. For what sake? To discover if the hypothesis is supported or not. Then coming to the second point, while you are carrying out this process, while you are engaged yourself in while you are involved yourself in continuously collecting the data, here you should continuously involve yourself until the data yields n number of insights to that problem. Okay, next thing is a tool which you are using for this modeling. It may be tried with the different options, such as that running the different decision tree algorithms likewise. Okay, so it is about modeling. And coming to the fifth step, it is a model evaluation. Okay, so your it is better to triangulate the analysis and conducting many what if scenarios. So what does this first point tells you? That model evaluation. So one should not accept what the data says at the first. Okay, here it's better to triangulate the analysis. You should not accept what the output you will get from the data initially. Okay, so you have to triangulate the analysis. You have to think in different ways. So that's what we call it as the analyzing. Okay, so you have to triangulate the analysis, then conduct many what if scenarios. That is by applying multiple data mining techniques and conducting many what if scenarios, you can triangulate the analysis, so that it builds the confidence of the confidence in the solution. Okay, so that's what they have said in the first point. The model evaluation, in the sense you will be evaluating the model. Okay, what in the fourth step you are modeling, you are preparing the model, right? So what you will be getting as output from that. So here you have to evaluate that. So you should not easily accept what the data says at the first time itself only. Okay, here you have to triangulate the analysis, in the sense you should apply the multiple data mining techniques. Okay, then you should carry out the analysis process, then you should conduct what if scenarios. You know that what if scenario, if you that is about thinking. Okay, so if I do something, what is the outcome of that, what happens if I do so. Okay, that is what if scenarios, in the sense. Okay, and so by doing that you will be building the confidence about that solution. Okay, so that's what they have said in the first point. Next one is one should evaluate and improve the model's predictive accuracy with the more test data. So that's what they are telling, that you should evaluate and improve the predictive accuracy. If you are applying the various data mining techniques and you are analyzing it, in the sense, so you'll get an idea about the improvement of the accuracy of that particular model. Okay, so how we can do that with the more test data. Okay, and that's about the second point. And third one is when the accuracy has reached some satisfactory level, then the model should be deployed. So they are talking about the deployment of the model, when you can go for the deployment of the model, when you are confident about the solution, when you are confident about the accuracy of that model, then that's what, if they have if the accuracy has reached some satisfactory level, in the sense, then you can deploy that model. Okay, so that's about a model evaluation. Next, the sixth step is that dissemination and rollout. Yes, data mining solution should be presented to the key stakeholders and is deployed in the organization. They are talking about the deployment. Okay, in the that's you're deploying the model in the organization. Okay, that is what dissemination and rollout. It is very important that the data mining solution is presented to the key stakeholders and it is deployed in the organization. Whatever the solution you have obtained from that model, so that solution should be presented to the stakeholders. You know that what is the meaning of stakeholders. Stakeholders, in the sense, the persons who will be involved in that particular project. Okay, either it may be the external stakeholder or it may be the internal stakeholder. So the solution should be presented to them, and then it should be deployed in the organization. Okay, otherwise the project will be a waste of time and a setback for the establishment and supporting a data-based decision process culture in the organization. If you don't do that, and then it will be a waste of time. Okay, and it is also a setback for establishing and supporting the data-based decision process culture, what you have established in the organization. So the model should be eventually embedded in the organization's business process. Okay, so that's about dissemination and rollout step. I hope you understood all these six steps. Okay. Yes, I'll just revise this. Data mining best practices. Under this, we spoke about the best practices that you should incorporate in the data mining technique. Okay, here for that to happen, the data mining industry, it has been proposed a crisp, sorry, a cross industry standard process for the data mining. So it is having the six steps in it. Okay, which are the essential steps. If you observe this figure, and it is those steps has been represented in this figure. Okay, here you can see the six essential steps over there, which are the business understanding, data understanding, data preparation, modeling, evaluation, and the deployment. Coming to the business understanding, you know that one should have the clear picture about the business before solving the problem with respect to that sector. Okay, so for that to happen, you should ask the right business questions. You should ask the valid questions with respect to that particular domain. Okay, so if you ask that question, you will be getting, obviously you will be getting the answer for that. So answering such question will lead to the large payoffs for the organization. And here you should have the strong executive support. Simply asking the questions and getting the answer, it is of no use. Okay, you should have the strong executive support for that. For executive support in the sense, the project should align well with the business strategy. Okay, once it is aligned with the business strategy, then your job is to be creative, and you should be open in proposing the solution. Okay, so that's about it. And then how to be creative and should be open in proposing the solution. For that, your thinking abilities should be up to the mark. That is, the thinking outside the box is very important to achieve this. Okay, next is about data understanding. You know that if you are having an idea about the business in the sense, so you will be able to collect the relevant data with respect to that. So for that to happen, you should understand the data availability. And then yes, you should be imaginative in scouring the elements of that data, so which will help in addressing the hypothesis that you are proposing as a solution to the problem. Okay, next, if you don't have a relevant data with you, then the proposing the hypothesis and as well as the testing that hypothesis will be a difficult task. Then third step is the data preparation. You know that it is completely about preparing the data to the data mining process. Okay, here whatever the data you will be collecting, it should be a relevant data, it should be a clean data, and it should be a good quality data. Okay, and once you have collected these data, then you should have a team for that. Okay, so what does this team speaks about? So you should have a team members who will be having both the technical as well as the business skills, so that it helps them to understand the domain as well as the data what you have collected. Okay, then coming to the data cleaning process, the time you will be taking for this is approximately 60 to 70% of the data which is meant for the data mining project. Next, if while collecting this data, if the team members are desiring to have the new data elements to the existing data, and the sense they can add on to that data. But so sorry, they can add on to that data, which helps them to improve the predictive accuracy. Then coming to the fourth step, it's about modeling. You know that modeling in the sense, it's the job of running the many algorithms, so to achieve the or to discover whether the hypothesis what you are proposing, whether it's supporting or not. Okay, then by while carrying out this modeling process, you should have a patience. Okay, patience is very important. So you should be involve yourself continuously in engaging the data until the data yields some good insights to that problem. Okay, then whatever the tools you will be using for this modeling, so you can that's what you can try with the different options, such as running the different decision tree algorithms. Coming to the fifth step, it's about model evaluation. It purely speaks about the evaluation of the model, that is whatever the data, whatever the output you will be receiving from this modeling process. Okay, so that is from the model, whatever the data you will be, whatever the output you will be receiving, you should not accept it easily. Okay, you should triangulate the analysis in the sense, as I said, you should apply the different types of data mining techniques, and you should conduct the uh, you should conduct the what if scenarios. Okay, what if scenarios in the sense, you know that if I do this, what will be the outcome of that particular thing. Okay, that you have to analyze. And coming to this second step, you should evaluate the model, and you should improve the predictive accuracy. So once you are satisfied with the accuracy of the model, then you can deploy it. Okay, next sixth step is the dissemination and the rollout. It's purely about deployment of the model in the organization. So here, whatever the solution you have obtained for that problem, you should present it to the stakeholders, and you should deploy it in the organization. If you don't do this, then it will be a waste of time, and it will be a setback for the establishing and supporting database decision process culture what you have implemented or incorporated in the organization. Okay, so this is about data mining best practices. Next, I will move on to the next chapter, that is the data visualization. Okay, so this is the third chapter in the third module, data visualization. Yes, what is data visualization? This concept is cleared, right? The 6 steps, it's cleared, right? Okay. Start with a new chapter, that is data visualization. What is data visualization? It's an art and science of making data easy to understand and consume for the end users. So they are telling that data visualization, in the sense, it is the art and science of making the data easy to understand and easy to and consume for the end user. Okay, so the main intention of this data visualization is that you should make the data easy to understand for the consumers. Okay, next, shows the right amount of data in the right order in the right visual form to convey the high priority information. The ideal data visualization process, it shows the right amount of the data in the right order in the right visual form to convey the high priority information. Then the right visualization, it requires an understanding of the consumer needs, nature of the data, and many tools and techniques available to present the data, okay, with the high priority information. Next, right visualization, it arises from a complete understanding of the totality of the solutions of the situation. So one should use the visuals to tell a true, complete, and a fast paced story. Okay, how you should make use of this data visualization. Next, data visualization, it is the last step in the data life cycle. Okay, so where the data is processed for presentation in an easy to consume manner to the right audience for the right purpose. Okay, next, the data should be converted into a language and a format that is the best preferred and understood by the consumer of the data. Next, the presentation should aim to highlight the insights from the data in an actionable manner. You know that then if the data is presented in too much detail, then the consumer of the data might lose the interest and as well as the insight of the data. Okay, so it's a purely about uh, data visualization. Okay, all these points what I said so far, they purely speaks about the what is the need for the data visualization and how it helps in the understanding of the data. Then what is data visualization? Okay, so this points tells you that, so data visualization in the sense, it's an art and science of making the data easy to understand. Okay, and as well as consume and it helps to consume the data for the end user in a well manner. Next, it shows the right amount of data in the right order, right visual form. You all know that because you are involved in the project work, right? So you will be able to understand the purpose of this data visualization. So why it's very important to carry out this data visualization. Yes. Next thing is, it requires, as I said, you data visualization. That is the right visualization requires an understanding of the customer needs, and this right visualization, it arises from a um, complete understanding of the situation, right? Next, the data, it is processed. You know that this data visualization, it is the last step in the data life cycle. So here the data will be processed for the presentation in an easy to consume manner to the right audience for the right purpose, and the data should be converted into a language and format which you will be able to understand, that you are aware of it. Next, we'll move on to the next topic, that is excellence in visualization. So, what it is, excellence in visualization is the data can be presented in the form of the rectangular tables, or it can be it can be presented in colorful graphs of various types. Yes, it's about visualization itself. Okay, how the data should be visualized in a well manner, and it's purely about excellence in the visualization. Yes, the data, whatever the data will be presenting, it can be presented in the form of the rectangular tables, one form, and or it can be presented in the colorful graphs. Okay. There is a small non-cooperative or highly labeled data sets. They usually belong to the tables. What kind of data you can present it as a tables, in the sense which are the small data or a non-cooperative data or highly labeled data sets. So these forms of data, you can present it as a tables. Next thing is graphics help give shape to data. So it's about as the amount of the data grows, then the graphs are preferable. Okay, so for this the graphics will help to give the shape to that data. When you have a large amount of data, when the data is continuously growing, in the sense at that time you can make use of the graphs to represent such data. Okay, so this graphics, it helps to provide the proper shape to the data. Next, expert on the data visualization presents the following objectives for the graphical excellence show and even reveal the data. So it's if you present the data in a well manner, so data visualization is done in a well manner, in the sense it present the excellence shows and it reveal the data. Okay, so whatever the story the data can reveal, so it will be presented in a well manner. So the data should tell a story, especially when a story is written in a large masses of data. So why it is important to have the expertise in data visualization, in the sense as I said you, so this data will reveal the stories. Okay, so stories, in the sense, you know that whatever the data I will be collecting, so for what it has been done, what it has been done in that particular sector, you will get an idea about that. Okay, so that's what will tell us a story. The data will be telling that story, especially when it is having the hidden story with it, with the large masses of data. At that time this data visualization will help you. Okay, next, induce the viewer to think of the substance of the data. To happen this, what you should do is, you're in the data visualization, you should induce the viewer to think of the substance of the data, what is there in the data actually. Okay, that you have to think. Next, avoid distorting what the data have to say. It means that statistics can be used to hide the truth. Okay, in the name of simplifying some crucial context in the data could be removed, leading to the distorted communication. If anything, if any such data is there, so which will be leading to the distorted communication, in the sense by using the name of simplifying, you can remove such a data. Okay, so that you will not have a distorted communication over there. That's what you are avoiding the distorted communication over there. Next thing is about make a large data sets coherent. How to do this? By giving the shape to the data, visualization will help to bring the data together to tell a comprehensive story over there. Okay, so that it helps in getting the clear picture of the scenario what it has been went so far. Okay, so that's about making large data sets coherent. Next thing is about encourage the eyes to compare different pieces of data. What you have to do in this data visualization in the sense to have the expertise in the sense you have to encourage the eyes to, that is to compare the different pieces of data. In sense you have to compare the data efficiently and in an effective manner. Okay, so for this to happen you should organize the chart in ways the eyes would naturally move to derive the insights from the graph. So they are speaking clearly about the presentation. Okay, presentation of the data, how the visualization should be. So one if one look at the chart what you have organized, so by looking at itself they should get the insights into that data. Okay, so they should be able to derive the insights from the graphs. In such a way you have to present the data. So that's about excellence in visualization. So what these point informed you is that they described you is that the data can be represented in the rectangular tables or you can represent it in a graphical manner. Okay, so when you can go for this graphical representation in the sense when you have the large amount of data growing. Okay, when the data is continuously growing, or if you are having a large amount of data in the sense, so such data can be represented using the graphs. At that time the graphs are preferable. Okay, so by using these graphs it helps to give a shape to the data so that you can properly organize them. Okay, next it's about the expertise in the data visualization. So if you present the data in a best way in the sense, so it will show the excellence, and as well as you'll be able to reveal the data, that is if anything is hidden over there, if any story is behind the data in the sense whatever it has been happened so far, so you'll get a picture over you will get a clear picture of that. Okay, that's about visualization. Next, to happen this, the one should induce the viewer to think of the substance of the data, what is there actually in that data, so that you have to able to identify it. Okay, next thing is about avoiding the distortion. Okay, so how to do that? Likewise, by if you are going for the simplification process, at that time if any such data are there which will lead to the distorted communication in the sense you can remove the such data. Okay, so that you will be avoiding the distorting in that data. Next is about making the large data sets coherent. How to do that? By giving the shape to the data. In the sense visualization will bring the data together to tell a comprehensive story about that particular sector what you will be using it for. Okay, next is about organization of the chart. So how you should organize the chart? In the sense you should encourage the eyes to compare the different pieces of data. So the organization should be in a well manner, so that if anybody looks into that graphs, so by that only they should be able to derive the insights about the scenario. Okay, so that's about excellence in the visualization. So I hope you understood these concepts. So what is data visualization, why it is important, and then what is the meaning of excellence in the visualization, how to achieve it. Okay, in the next class I will discuss about this types of charts. So how to means what are the different ways you can present the data. Okay, so how to visualize the data, it's about that. Any doubts so far what we have discussed? Any doubts? In today's session we discussed about data mining practices. In that, this is important. Okay, cross industry standard process for the data mining, the cycle, which is having the 6 steps in it. And then we discussed about data visualization. Any doubts? Fine. Those who have not dropped your reasons, drop it in a chat box. Please answer your attendance. Aishwarya G 03.
Present, ma'am.
Aishwarya HM.
Present, ma'am.
Anuj.
Yes, ma'am.
Anushri 08. 9. Anushri present. Okay.
Present, ma'am.
Arjun present. Then Chinmayi.
Present, ma'am.
Arshita present. Next Rachana.
Present, ma'am.
Sai Kumar.
Present, ma'am.
Lekha.
Present, ma'am.
Mrinalini.
Present, ma'am.
Nandini.
Present, ma'am.
Navratna.
Present, ma'am.
One minute, sir, I will put my
Niharika.
attention. Yes, sir. Class is also going on.
Nishchal.
Present, ma'am.
Someone said something, right? I didn't get it. Who is that?
Uh, Sorry, ma'am. That was I Ritik.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, Nishchal done. Okay. Pooja. Pooja. Shivdarshan.
Present, ma'am.
Ritik.
Present, ma'am.
Yes. Rutu. 39.
Present, ma'am.
Sahana. Sahana C. 41.
Present, ma'am.
Samrud.
Present, ma'am.
Sharan.
Present, ma'am.
Shruti. Sneha.
Present, ma'am.
Shrikant.
Present, ma'am.
Suraj. 50. Suraj. Tarunanand.
Present, ma'am.
Vandana.
Present, ma'am.
Varshini.
Present, ma'am.
Vidisha.
Present, ma'am.
Manu. Manu DK. Satvik.
Present, ma'am.
Abhishek.
Present, ma'am.
Okay. Anybody left out? Those who have joined, I'm calling their names only. By looking into that, I am marking the attendance. Is anybody left out? Pooja, Manu,
Sneha, ma'am.
Sneha, I am right?
Yes, ma'am.
I called your name. Okay, then anybody else?
Ma'am, Bhavani.
Where were you?
Ma'am, I joined only, ma'am. Now network gone, so I joined, joined, ma'am.
Okay, then anybody else? That's it, right? Okay, and then I will stop here. We'll continue in the next class. Thank you, guys.